I was inspired by a die cut that I saw on the internet somewhere to design this item myself and be able to cut it on my Cricut without needing to go and buy a die specifically for one type of item again and have to wait weeks for it to arrive. So I'm going to take you through the whole process of exactly how to use this particular file. My name is Kelly and let's get clacking. Now you'll find the links to everything that I'm going to be using in the description, as well as the link to this file that I'm going to be sharing with you for personal use only. Once you have downloaded the file, we're going to open up Cricut Design Space onto a new canvas. I'm going to click Upload in the bottom right hand corner and Upload Image. I'm going to drag the SVG into Cricut Design Space that you have downloaded and saved to your computer. And because it's an SVG, we won't need to do anything else. So we're going to click Upload. I'm going to click on it from the recent upload section and add it to my canvas. Now the sizing will be totally off, but we will make sure that we have the sizing all correct. So I'm going to click on one of the corners and drag it to make it a little bit bigger, and then we can work on the next sections of this. Now in this design, you will see that there are lines through each of the little waterfall flaps that we have. These lines are currently set to basic cut because whenever you import something into Cricut Design Space, all of the lines are by default set to basic cut. So we need to change them from basic cut to score to tell the machine that we actually want to score the lines and not just cut everything off. And the way that I've set up this file is that all of the score lines will be grouped together. So you don't have to click on each individual score line, you can just click on the group. So in the Layers panel on the right hand side of the screen, we're going to click on that group, and you can see in the little preview window that those only have lines in them. It shows you a little preview of what's on the canvas itself, so we know that those are only the score lines. So all we need to do is come up to the top left hand side of the screen where it says Operation, and we're going to click on Basic Cut and we're going to click on Score. Now you'll see that the lines have changed from being a solid straight line into a dashed line. So that's how we know that that line is now set to score. And I'm going to scroll down on the Layers panel and search for the next group of lines, the ones on the blue section. I'm then going to select that group and do exactly the same thing. In the Operations section, I'm going to click on Basic Cut and select Score. And that's the only change that we're going to need to make to the file, of course with the exception of sizing, which we are going to work on now. So I'm just going to move that off to the side. And I'm going to add in a shape. And the shape I'm going to add will be a square. And this is going to serve as the size of our page. Now albums all come in different sizes, so we're going to be making this block exactly match the size of the page on our album. And I'm going to come up to the size section, and first of all I'm going to click the Lock Proportions button so that I can make the height and the width two different sizes. Now the width here is going to be 16 as I've measured my album and that is the correct size, and the height is going to be 14. I'm also going to right click and send this to the back. And now we're going to measure our pages to see that they are the right size. So I'm going to right click and ungroup this and work with the light blue section, which I'm going to right click and ungroup again. I'm going to select the score lines and I'm going to ungroup those as well. And then I'm going to select only one page and I'm going to right click and attach that page so that it stays together. Now when it comes to resizing your pages, what you want to do is you want to try and resize everything at the same time. You don't want to resize one element and then have all of the rest of the elements resized at a later stage because the sizes won't line up exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this as a general guideline to see what kind of size I'm going to want. So I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger, but I'm also going to maybe extend it a little bit wider as well, just to see what kind of size I want. I'm going to make this maybe a maximum of 14.6, as I want to be able to get at least 2 on a page next to each other so that I can save paper. I also want to see how many pages I'll be able to fit onto this page. Now this one I can fit right at the top, and I'm going to right click and duplicate it again, and one last time, I think. Yeah, I think 4 will probably be the maximum number of pages or tabs, waterfall sections I'll be able to get on this page without having it look too crowded. I also want to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom for the bottom section to be able to flap up and lock onto it. So now that I know that I only need 4 of these, I'm going to delete all of the excess elements that I don't need. So I'm only going to use 4 of these blue sections, and I'm then going to ungroup all of these elements and delete 2 of those there and delete 2 of those there, just so that I know that I'm not working with too many unnecessary elements. Now when it comes to sizing, like I mentioned, you want to make sure that you have everything the right size. So these ones we have now made bigger, but the other sections we haven't made bigger with them. So I'm going to delete all of those, and I'm going to resize these elements so that they fit the dimension that I had on the ones that I've just deleted. So I'm going to just make these bigger, zoom out a little bit, and make those a little bit bigger. 14.59, so that's pretty much exactly perfect and where I need it to be. So the only work that I have left on the canvas is to delete this block. I'm going to highlight all of the blue sections, attach them together so that the score lines stay in place. Now with the purple sections, if you're wanting to cut it out of alternate colors, so you want to cut some of them out of black, whites, you'll be able to change the color of the purple blocks, of 2 of the purple blocks, to whatever color you want to cut it out of. So let's say you want to cut it out of a green colored cardstock. You can then change 2 of them to the green color by clicking on the little purple block and then selecting one of the colors that you see on the grid. And then you can select both of those and right click and attach them together. Everything that you want to have cut in the same place needs to be attached. As the purple and the green sections will be cut out of your colored cardstock, and the light blue section will generally be cut out of your sturdier cardstock, so maybe your plain color, and the pink section will then go underneath that flap. So if you want that out of a different colored cardstock, then you absolutely can cut that out of a different color there. I'm not going to use those pink sections in this particular use, so I'm just going to delete those off my canvas as I don't need them. But in many cases, most people would prefer to use those. We need to make sure that our dimensions are lower than 29.2 centimeters or 11.5 inches. So I'm going to click on this blue block, and I see that my maximum size is 29.35. So I want to decrease this just a tiny bit so that it actually fits on one mat. And I'll just highlight everything and decrease it until that number is below 29.2 or 29.2 exactly. And from there, I'm going to click Make It, and it will sort everything onto my page, and I can now start with cutting. So I'm going to click Continue and connect to my machine. If you're going to be cutting all medium cardstock, so most of your scrapbooking papers will be medium cardstock, then you can just select medium cardstock and click Remember Material Settings. This will mean that if you're cutting the same material on all 3 of your mats, you won't have to keep coming back to select the material. If you have a maker and you don't have a scoring wheel, you can also click Edit Tools and change that to the scoring stylus. I like to use the scoring stylus as it makes things go a little bit quicker when cutting, and click Apply. And from here, you're ready to load up your mats. Make sure to use your brayer to help keep your cardstock stuck down to your mat properly. We don't want any of that paper lifting up while it cuts. Load your mats into your machine and enjoy the cutting process. Now that we have all of our pieces cut, I'm going to use my double-sided red tape to add tape to the back of these sections and tape them onto the front of those. For the flap that we're going to have at the top, I'm going to add quite a bit of red tape just on this end section here, as that is where we're going to have our magnet. So we want the magnet to be just underneath the top layer on this side, so that when it's at the top, it has less to go through. So we don't want to put it on the underside of the other flap, we want to put it through top layer. So I just want to have that taped up so that it'll stay nicely put when we get there. And because I like to start with these kinds of things while I remember them, I'm going to start with the magnet first. So I'm going to separate out 2 magnets. And these are just teeny tiny, I think they're called neodymium magnets. I will link those down below. And I'm going to remove the covering of the tape. If you want to be extra sure that it's going to stay down, you can add a little bit of glue to it as well. And then we're going to place the magnet down and then also add another dollop to the other side just to be safe. I'm going to line up these pieces and press down the section where the glue is. I'm going to lift up one of the sides and grab off that cover of the double-sided tape on the front side, pressing that down, lining up the other side, and then I'm going to grab the other side of the tape, which is just underneath, and pull that off so that it's perfectly lined up at the top. And then once that's done, I'm going to just take off the rest of the tape by just lifting up the flap, sticking the weeding tool in underneath, and pulling off the tape. There we go. Because we're busy with the magnet, I'm going to start with this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the rounded edge of this flap and we're going to place the magnet on that side. So I'm going to just remove the tape entirely because it's going to be easier to work with. I'm then going to take the flap that we've just secured down and I'm actually going to place the magnet onto the flap. The reason why I do this is because magnets have a positive and a negative side, and the magnet will only stick to the side that it attracts. So we need to make sure that that is the side that we are going to stick to. So because this is going to be underneath that flap, we need to make sure that that part of the magnet is stuck to that side. So I'm going to pull this off, and without changing the orientation of the magnet, I'm going to place it onto this section here. So that is now stuck down there. And when we place it onto the page, we can see that it sticks down perfectly. So now it doesn't matter which side we add it to the tag, we can just add it on there. And I am going to add a little bit of glue because it is lifting up a little bit on the corners. So if yours does the same, you can just gently lift it up, add some glue, and press it down. And then we can carry on with the rest of the pages. Now that our pages are all done, we can go over the score lines again, just to make sure that we have a good enough score. The higher GSM paper that you use, the more difficult that this score will be. So I used quite a high one, and it is going to be a little bit tough to turn the pages, but it's fine. And now we want to put tape on each of the edges. So I'm going to put tape on the white side of the card so we can stick it down, as well as tape on the side that has the magnet at the bottom, as that will be flapping up. And now we get to line them all up on our page and stick them down. So I like to lay them out first just to see where it is that I'm going to have them on the page. And then I'm going to hold down the bottom tab, make sure that that is even, pull the tape out, and then tape it down. Now, of course, you can absolutely add a piece of cardstock to the base of this page first. I'm most definitely not experienced in album making, so if you have a suggestion on how I could have improved the look of this, I will be putting a piece of cardstock here, as well as probably adding something to the bottom of that as well. As I had initially intended to use cardstock for the base, and then I decided to use white paper, so I will need to go back and cut that section and add some cardstock on there. And now for the part of layering, making sure to keep the one with the magnet up at somewhere away from the other ones so that it can be added last. And then I like to lay them out as I go along to make sure that I'm getting the spacing roughly even. Keeping in mind that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look good for you. Now, I of course can't give you measurements for this section because depending on the size of your page and the size of this, it's all going to be different. But when it comes to having this one stuck down, I always stick this down before I stick down my cardstock so that the flap of that is covered by the cardstock. So we're going to let it magnetize, fold that flap down. It is a little bit high, so I'm going to move this magnet down a little bit. And there we have a gorgeous little waterfall card pop-up that we can then flap through and obviously add our cardstock bits so that it really finishes it off and rounds that out. But if you want to know how to make this double flap fold out card that you can add to any one of your albums, check out this video on the screen here. Subscribe for more Cricut and papercraft tutorials, and remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon!